They really are a real thing, and these occultists really can summon them. You know how terrifying that would be, bro.
So this is a Christian YouTuber that is covering a clip from the Joe Rogan show, and yeah, they're talking about demons. It's it's going to be a lot of fun to see Joe Rogan. Man, he just seems to be getting dumber and dumber on purpose. I don't know. I think it's just because that is what his audience wants. They want a dumb guy. Okay, that's what they want. So I guess we're gonna have to get into this, right? So this is the Punkapostate, and I am Brently. Let's go. All right, so this is this guy, Rusalon is his name. He's very, very popular Christian YouTuber. Does a lot of shows, and he likes to do these reaction things too. So we're gonna kind of do a meta reaction where I am reacting to him reacting to Joe Rogan reacting to some demon guy. I don't know. So let's give it a shot.
Bro, this is a flat out horror movie.
Yeah. And there, dude, that rabbit hole goes way deeper. Way deeper.
Joe Rogan has been more and more outspoken about being friendly to the idea of God.
The idea that there's a powerful force of the universe, like, why wouldn't there be? Like, how else did this happen?
And the things that they talk about in this clip.
That is, and it's funny that he uses that clip because that is literally the argument from ignorance. That is just, well, I can't think of another explanation, therefore God, some all-powerful thing. It's just an answer, all answer, or nothing answer. That's what we like,
Are spooky. Someone get the demon slayers on the phone because this gets really, really, really bizarre. And it leads to a very obvious conundrum when you take these thoughts down to their logical conclusions.
Oh,
so
come on.
We are going to...
Please don't say logical conclusion. Don't do that. Don't use that word. Just any other... Just say like, walk it down to like where you think it would go. That's what you should do. Don't say logical. No.
This clip, this is from episode 2020 with Python Cowboy. They start getting into the demonic realm, evil spirits.
So this is like 3 years old. Okay.
And just some really spooky stuff.
Bro, this is a flat out horror movie.
Yeah. And there, dude, that rabbit hole goes way deeper. Way deeper. So, that spot is significant for satanic rituals. And that happened during the Easter moon, which is also high activity for satanic rituals for whatever reason. They think that it's a better time to link, or I don't know what. But...
Oh, God.
No, none of that's real. That's dumb. Like, it's funny when they're always like, yeah, Satanists are out there in the forest, in the woods. Yeah, they're just, and they love this day because of demon stuff, Satan, right?
Yeah, it wasn't just some, oh, we're laughing about it. It was like a real deal. They were trying to do something out there.
You know what's really terrifying?
How the fuck do you know that, man? Like, how do you know that? What are you talking about?
People dismiss the idea of demons. They dismiss it.
Yeah, because it's dumb. It's dumb. They're clearly made up monsters from, of old, of just like, and it makes sense why people would believe this stuff and think this stuff. Because, like, think about being alive 200 years ago, right? Just even 200 years. It doesn't have to be 2000, but 200 years ago, we knew significantly less about the world than we know right now. So any sound coming, we have these, I'm in Florida, right? So there's this one area of town where we have peacocks. These peacocks sound insane. Okay. I don't know if anybody's ever heard what peacocks sound like. They sound terrifying. They sound like some kind of like weird ghost monster. It's just like, it just sounds really creepy. So I could only imagine if somebody's like unable to check on what that noise is, like what they would come to, their conclusions they would come to in their head based on their very limited knowledge and their interaction with that noise alone. I think that would be scary as all get out. And so it makes sense. Like, it's demon. That's what that is. That's a screaming demon, right? That's what I call them. I call them the screaming demons. I coined that. That's mine. And
Completely. But you have to believe in God.
Mhm.
Like if you tell people that you saw the devil, they're like, okay, Mike saw the devil.
yeah,
Here, Mike, we drinking? What we doing?
they are all demon possessed too. By the way, just letting you know that is a thing. They just all,
Mike,
You've been a swamp too long.
licking
son.
toads, Mike. But if you tell them that God spoke to you, people will listen.
I feel like right now,
no, that's not. Not all of us. Not all of us say that. Like, oh, really? God spoke to you? Cool. I'm just like, oh, good. It's one of these people. Wonderful. All right. So, do you think you're a prophet, or are you like more normal than that, or what? You know?
opposite is happening.
Absolutely.
I feel like there's way more people that could acknowledge the reality of evil existing and how pervasive it seems to be everywhere than there are people that minimize evil and say they hear from God.
What is? I never understand what people mean by evil when they start talking about it. It's like, oh, do you believe that evil exists? I'm like, I don't know what you mean by that. You mean like people that are harmful to other people? Because I believe that exists, but like when you use the word evil, I don't know what you mean, because it sounds like, and they just start throwing anything in that bag. They're like, well, it's a person with a penis wearing a dress, pff, evil, throw that in the evil bag. Like, is somebody masturbating to porn that I find weird, whatever, okay, well then throw that in the evil bin. That needs to be over there too. Like, this is where I don't understand what they mean by the word evil, right? And if you look at the timeline, the fact that we have gotten more and more sensitive to each other's needs and like expectations, I guess, of not being offended and things like that. People are like, oh, everybody's so sensitive these days, and that's actually a good thing. I would argue that means that we're moving in the right direction as far as morality goes. Because if you go back to like when these these demon beliefs were just, everybody believed it, people were killing each other over nothing constantly. Not to say that people don't kill each other over little things these days, but it's far less than it was before. People used to just get killed over just anything. They just see a bar scene from a Western. Those are historically accurate, right? They got the swinging doors and everything, so it's got to be accurate, right?
Oh, I agree 1000%.
I came to the faith through the back door of apologetics, but I feel like there's way more people.
Don't say back door. Don't say you're going into the back door. But, if you want someone to go into your back door, just go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brently at checkout, and you can get 50% off almost any one item. 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brently. That's BRENTLY at checkout. Get your exclusive offer. All right, back to the show.
Coming to the faith.
That was just too perfect of a segue. I couldn't, I know it's too early for an ad, but
through the back door of like, yo, demons are real, evil is real. Look at what's going on in the world.
You got people going to school and during lunchtime at a Satanist club with a guy dressed head to toe in a Baphomet outfit.
See, this is what I'm saying. So that's evil. So a guy wearing a particular kind of costume gets put in the evil bag because you're scared of whatever. You're scared of a particular kind of pagan beliefs, whatever. All right.
Spooky, man.
If Satan is real, or if demons are real, if they really are a real thing, and these occultists really can summon them, you know how terrifying that would be. Dude, just to find out.
Get the demon slayers on the phone.
I don't, it's so crazy that is how he talks about how fearful he is of that. The more confident you are in your relationship with God, and the more you're growing with him, and the more intimate your relationship is growing in private, the more those things don't have that effect on you.
I was texting with Pagani. He was out in
that is just absolutely not true. Like when you are focusing more on these things, these beliefs about your God and all this, and what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, when you're focusing more on that, you're that much more afraid of demons. If you don't give a crap about Satan or demons or any of that stuff, you're not afraid of them, and you're not doing this. You're not being worried about stuff that doesn't make any sense to you. But no, these fears are for you guys. That's the thing. These are the fears that keep you doing your stuff, not us, not anybody that's normal. You know, it doesn't work on normal people because we're just like, yeah, that's probably not true. That's probably dumb. You know, give me some evidence and maybe I'll be afraid of it then. But until then, no.
Alaska, and he sent me this video of this lady manifesting, bro. That was one of the spookiest, darkest things I've ever seen. This lady either has a demon or she deserves an Academy Award or an Oscar.
Yeah,
because it was dark.
Why,
and so
why do I doubt that is true? Why do I think that he's just like, it's just some lady going and screaming? Possibly, and a lot of times these people are looking at other mental health conditions or even just health conditions and then being like, oh, demon, see that she's either actually has a demon or she's just acting really, really great. But no, man, it could just be something else that's wrong with her or whatever that you don't know about. And, you're just throwing demon on it because you're thinking like people from the fucking Bronze Age, dude.
well, I think, but to your point, the folks that are walking with Jesus have dominion and power.
That's right.
They to cast him out. And so it's interesting hearing it from the perspective of someone that's not a Christian. And so we don't have to assume his faith, or because he tells you he's not a Christian, he doesn't follow Jesus, he doesn't believe in Jesus. But they tend to have more fear, right? And they tend to be more afraid of it. But again, to me, logically, if demons are real, if evil is real, then God has to be real.
Absolutely.
And who has the most dominion and authority over demons? Jesus. What if
that's only because like demons are, an evil is you're defining it in the context. It's begging the question. You're defining it in the context of it's anti my religion. Like you're already starting from your conclusion. And then and then they're just saying like, oh, that proves it. Like it's one of those just like my conclusion proves my conclusion kind of thing. Like, it's evil does not prove God. You're defining evil as anything that your God dislikes or whatever, or sends you to hell. Therefore, evil proves your God. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's just nonsense. It's begging the question.
The very things that Christian culture often dismisses as worldly actually aren't bad desires. What do I mean by that? It's obvious that the world values things like money, fitness, fame, and to bring glory to him. Live podcast, John Keith. Click the button down below or go to Ruslan Live.
Come into this gathering that they were doing to invite people and share the gospel. You actually have to speak to the leader of that town. Okay. And in that town, it happens to be
let's see here. So he said, Pax said, part of the process of exorcism must get psychological or psychiatric evaluation first, rules out mental health conditions. Who has to get it? Who gets the evaluation? The person with the demon in them or the person who casts them out? Because I highly doubt that they're, rushing people into, to the psychiatric ward and be like, you check this person out first and then let me know if it's and then if you clear it, then it's a demon. Not to mention like cleared by who? You're saying like it's cleared by actual psychiatrists and everything? Like, because I could totally see just like a priest with a psychiatrist degree or whatever being like, they're totally sane. All right, so that's a demon. Yeah, right, buddy. Okay.
A witch doctor. So they had to go up a hill and go to a witch doctor's home. Okay. When they get there, there's nothing but like offerings all over the front of his house for him. Okay. And when they go inside, there's literally a dead body.
That's spooky.
Okay. So as he's telling me this story, I'm like, bro, like this is crazy. And it's wrapped up and he's siphoning its blood. He said, man, when I tell you, when we went in there, I had so much peace. And when he was trying to explain to us like what he was doing, like he was fumbling things. He couldn't even do it properly. Like he couldn't grab the right materials, right. And he realized that there was something greater in them, and he eventually gave himself to the Lord. So how amazing is that? You know what I mean? That God can give you a peace to go in there. And Jake, check this out. Everything before it was scary. They were having nightmares on the way there, but the day of, they had the peace of God.
Isn't that like the old saying, the greatest?
That makes me, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of uncomfortable. Like to be able to like, yeah, didn't even care, didn't even bother me, cause God. Like, okay, man.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Thing that Satan's ever done.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And I
Is convincing the world that he doesn't exist.
look
He's
at the
not
world
real.
we're in right now, Joe, and everything going on. And to me, it's hard to
That
believe.
is the dumbest. That one just irritates me because it's like, of course, that's the thing. Like that's like saying that the people that want you to believe and be afraid of these things would say, because that's like what the whole point of the devil is, just to scare people into believing in believe my thing, and then you'll be protected from all the evil monsters that never seem to bother anybody that doesn't believe. But if you do believe, then the monsters bother you. But but you should believe in them so that you can not be afraid of them, because then we have the solution. It's the cause and a cure thing. It's like, let me convince you you're sick so that I can sell you this fucking cure here. That's what this is. That's what all religion is. Let me get you the shame. Hey, you're shameful what you're doing all the time. That's shameful. And this shameful. You should feel shame. Hey, but we got a cure for the shame. Okay, that we caused. Come over here and you can just ask forgiveness from this sky wizard dude or from this undead carpenter on a stick, and then you don't have any shame anymore. Can you believe that? Isn't that great? Yeah, man, I wouldn't have had it to begin with because you're the one putting it on me. You weirdo.
That there ain't something meddling or something. You know what I mean? It's just
Something pulling on
there's
the
some
strings
dark energy right now.
of human
Yes.
behavior, right? Like,
Yeah.
what would cause someone to want to embrace Satanism? Let's just pretend that was just fake and they had a doll and they spray painted everything. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And you're way
out there.
So, okay, so this is, I don't know if this person's religious or not. So, in many cases come in claiming possession. The priest directs them to mental health professionals first. Most cases are determined to be mental health cases. Okay. And so but what you're saying is if the experts, the psychiatrists can't figure out what it is, then it's a demon, right? So that psychiatrists and doctors, they're just human beings, right? They're humans that are fallible, that can make mistakes easily, right? And mental health is really hard to pin down because it's mental health. Okay, it's not like you can just put their brain under a microscope and be like, there's the mental health problem right there. Found it. Boom. Give me an x-ray of this so we can show them. Here's your mental health problem right here on the x-ray. No, that's not how any of this works. They have to, it's a long process. You're not going to be able to do it in even just a couple of conversations with the psychiatrist or even multiple psychiatrists. It takes a long time. You have to really nail down what the issue is. And something could be something that we just don't know what it is yet or something, like autism came, into existence and we had to figure out how to work with that. So it is possible that these things are, just other mental health issues we don't know about, or the mental health professional making a mistake, or just a million other more likely explanations other than demon. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's such a commitment. That's
such a commitment, yo.
Yeah.
No, it's a demon, bud.
No, I like the word commitment because here's the crazy thing. Some people are so committed to be anti-God that they join the Church of Satan and they don't believe in Satan.
Oh man, okay. I didn't realize who you were. Okay, I think I recognize you. Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah, I would have you back. We can talk about this. That's right. We had a conversation not too long ago. And you were Catholic, right? If I remember correctly. It's been a minute. But yeah, dude, I don't know. With this stuff, I just find it very interesting because I find the demon belief thing just to be so absurd and ridiculous. You shouldn't ever just go to that belief unless we can demonstrate it in some kind of fashion that's not completely biased, which is all that I really see as far as people believing in demons. Everything that they've ever shown me or told me why they believe is usually always attached to some other belief that they, the Christianity, I have to believe in demons because that's part of my belief package that I have to, because I have to accept proposition after proposition of crazy nonsense because that's how my religion works. It's like it never ends. It's like, and then a person comes up to you and is like, hey, God told me that blah, 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 blah. And you got to be like, yep, okay, I guess God told him a thing. I just can't question that. I'm not allowed to question anything, really. I just got to, if I do, that could be blaspheming the Holy Spirit, according to Greg Locke. So, I mean, you can't question anybody. Okay. If they say the Holy Spirit told them, the Holy Spirit told them, and you got to just shut up and sit down. Okay.
That they'll make a commitment to spite Christians. That literally,
I'm making assumptions. You're telling me that it could be freaking demons, man. I'm making assumptions though. Yeah. Oh, that it could be, that it's more likely to be anything but fucking magical, invisible monsters nobody can detect. Okay, man.
they'll tell you, hey, I don't believe in
some of them do it as a troll,
but
others actually believe they're creating and manifesting demonic
absolutely.
forces.
There's a deep history of Satanism
To bring all that
attached.
stuff out there.
There are people in sex.
Joe Rogan is like, he should be getting the Emmy here because he knows this is all stupid, but he has to like pretend. And that's what he's noticed, I think, gives him his millions. He's the idiot that will he knows this is all fake. He does. He knows that these people are nutcases and crackpots and everything. And then he just like brings them on his show and it's like, I'm just going to pretend to be super credulous. Now just tell me exactly the dumb stuff that you're saying. Oh, wow. That's crazy. And that's the Emmy that he should get, is like pretending to be as dumb as the people he brings on.
That's happened. That's a real thing. Whether that's happening right now, it's just cognitive dissonance that keeps you from believing it's possible.
That's some spooky stuff, man. So I'm always
that's
intrigued.
That's the cognitive dissonance. Okay.
By folks being,
I don't think he knows what that means,
willing to acknowledge that, or even folks on a very superficial level. They put out, Lil Nas X put out the fake Nike shoes with the blood in them. People are like, oh, I wouldn't do that, right? And I'm just kind of like, but you go out
and it worked. Okay, look who's talking about it. You still to this day talking about it. It worked.
Fornicate. You know what I'm saying? You go out and get drunk and plastered every weekend. But you are literally doing demonic things. Yeah. You're consuming things that are called spirits and abuse. You're connecting with people.
So because of because they call drinks spirits sometimes, that means you're actually getting demons in you or something. I mean, and it makes sense again, why they call it that, because they used to not know about anything, and people act pretty crazy on alcohol. He's got the spirits in him, man. Look at him. He's about to jump off the roof into the pool. Wow. That's those demon spirits. That's what it is.
Which is something only intended for marriage, a marriage covenant, right? You're literally doing the things that are demonic and satanic.
And if you're doing something of that nature in private, it actually has more of a grip on you. So these things are more outward, right? People dressing up and doing, right? So that's a sign of it being a greater stronghold, the things that you're saying.
Right. Yeah, and those are the things that are normalized and celebrated and cheered on. And I was talking to someone who claimed to be a Christian at one point. Now they're not a Christian. And we were talking about the practical aspects of if the entire world were to live out the way Jesus instructed us to, right? And I said, hypothetically, what would happen?
It depends what you're talking about, because Jesus and Paul are two different, completely different doctrines, basically. Jesus, Paul did not even sound like he knew what Jesus had said. If you actually sit down and read the text, it doesn't seem like Paul even knew what Jesus had said. And if he was just using Jesus as believe in that thing and then you'll be saved. Now do all the rules that I make up. That was what Paul just used Jesus, I think.
Everyone only had sex with their partner. I said unwanted pregnancies would cease, STDs and STIs would cease, divorces would cease, right? A lot of these things people will grow up in two-parent households, right?
What if your partner dies? People die, man, right? So if you are with somebody, what if a bunch of people's partners died? Then diseases could still spread, man. It's not as simple as what you'd like it to be. It
was but
not to mention you can get diseases through other things. They have blood. There's bloodborne pathogens that are spread through blood and not necessarily through sex. Sex is like one of the best ways to transmit it, obviously, but that's not the only way. It's weird that they all sit there and say that all, these things would just disappear. No, they wouldn't.
So not natural. And went on to tell me that, like, almost everyone they know has racked up 50 plus partners. And the baggage, the ability to pair bond depleting with more and more partners that you have. And then eventually you're going to want to settle down, and you're going to want the life that God actually wants for us in terms of marriage. And it's going to be that much harder because you've went out. And I'm not saying redemption isn't possible, and I'm not saying the Holy Spirit doesn't heal and all that kind of stuff, because that's where people go. But to be like,
to me, it's just interesting because, like, isn't like a big part of the Bible is like, be fruitful, be fruitful and multiply. But that is actually the best way to be fruitful and multiply, is just like keep having sex with as many people. But they're like, oh no, don't do that though. Even though in the beginning, like if you look in the Old Testament and stuff, there were like multiple wives. There were people that had multiple wives and concubine and stuff. Like, so it's, I don't know. It's just, I guess those are kings or whatever. But still, they have multiple wives. I don't know. It seems so odd that they're like, oh no, it has to be just two people. And everybody has to be within that, and that's the best way to propagate the species. I don't care because I'm not trying to propagate the species, but like, it just doesn't seem like it's the best way to do that.
Yeah, like everybody I know got like 50 plus partners.
Oh my God.
And like that's the wave. That's the move that that's the time a lot of people are on. And I don't think they're counting the cost of what that's going to mean to them down the road. And that it's not just this, like, we got to go do rituals, but you are doing rituals.
What about the mental health problems that you get from just having one partner for your entire life? I feel like that gives you more mental health issues than not, like, oh, I've never been, oh, you gotta stay with the one person that you chose, fucking 40 years ago, whatever, but you got it. Like, I know they became an alcoholic and they beat you and everything. Now you gotta stay though. You can't, you gotta keep doing this. I don't care about your mental health is better to deal with like this one terrible partner like forever. Come on.
Hey, this is a segment from our daily after party stream. Consider partnering with us online for as little as $5.
All right. No, I mean, you can, if you enjoyed that, you can like and subscribe. That'd be cool. Or you could support the show by supporting our sponsor, which is adamandeve.com. So go to adamandeve.com and enter code word Brently at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping on the entire order. It is discreet too, so you don't have to worry about everybody in the building knowing what you're having delivered to your house. Given that they don't open it up and check. Now they might. You might live in a weird building. I don't know. Okay. I don't know what your building's like, and if you have a crazy box checker at your building. But if that's not the case, no one will know what you've ordered from adamandeve.com. So just go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brently, that's Brently, at checkout, and get your exclusive offer. I promise you will not be disappointed. They have just about everything. And if with a 50% discount, you can definitely afford some of their best stuff. So head out to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brently at checkout, and get your exclusive offer. Get your butt some stuff. Maybe some beads. I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I will try to see if we can have another conversation, man. That was a lot of fun when we hung out last time. To the person in the comment section that it was, I'm trying to think of what the debate was called, but I think it was just a debate with a Catholic. So if you go back and look at that, it's definitely in the Guest Who section of the playlist. So you can head back and look at that. And I will try to update it and maybe have another conversation. But if you want to support the show, you can support us directly. If you don't want to have like a monthly or weekly kind of payment issue like that, you can do a single payment. I'm on Cash App. You can do punkapostate, at it's your cash tag, that's what they call it, at punkapostate, all one word, and you can do a direct payment that way. Or you can become a patron, or you can support us by supporting the sponsor. So thanks again though for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. I really do appreciate it. Everybody that hangs out and watches, It's really cool. So be on the lookout for more videos. I try to do goddamn near daily content. I try to. It's not always the case, but I do my best. So but make sure you stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we will see you next time.